Oh no. Okay, this is really weird. It looks like I'm live in two different areas, like on here and on there. I was having problems, so right at this moment, I'm at my computer. So I apologize for the probably less than less than good reception. So when I said I was gonna be back in a minute, I didn't mean like everything was gonna shut down, but I'm back. I'm here. I'm whatever. I have a Christmas shirt on, but it's really weird. This is hilarious. So it was a hand me down, and it must have been for someone exceedingly bigger than me, or taller, or whatever, because the design is like down on my belly. Yes, thank God it is Friday. I'll say that. Well, I'm kind of excited about today. We got a lot of stuff going on. And I hope that you had a wonderful holiday. And we're working this weekend. We are starting the first Sunday of Advent. So we're going to be getting ready for it. That's what we have to prepare early because I wanted to go over very briefly making an Advent wreath and getting ready to use it because it has enhanced my holidays very, very much. But before we do that, got something new to share. I've been going through things and releasing things and, making room for new stuff, even, I guess. But I realized I have got some really, really good books that I'm done with. And to me, to keep those on my bookshelf, not only takes up extra space in my little place, and I have to dust them, but I'm keeping this good stuff from other people. So I decided I'm going to do a book giveaway. Every day I'm going to give away a book. And it's real simple. It's going to be kind of a drawing thing where I'm going to give it 24 hours where I people have a chance to either make a comment in the comments or private message me just saying I want that, and then I can get your when we find out who wins, I can send it to you. And if nobody wants that book, then I guess the library is gonna maybe want it. But this is a fabulous book written by a Unity minister, and it's called, oh, I know it's backwards for you. I apologize. It's called Wisdom of a Lifetime. And it has that. And like if you do a Bible study group or anything, it also has like a leader manual, so you can do a group. If I can find a way to flip this around, I will, so you see it forward when I put it on YouTube. So it's you've got 24 hours from now, which is 4 o'clock on what's today? The 27th already. So this video, if you would like to do this book, just say, I want that. You can put it in the comments here, or you can private message me, email me, whatever. But if you want a shot at getting this great book set, it says this book contains information about how to select a Bible with a review of the different versions available, how to use the Bible, concordances, dictionaries, commentaries, atlases, and handbooks, how to obtain the most from your Bible study, how to create a study guide, and it goes on and on and on. So, wisdom for a lifetime. If you want that, just say, I want that. And who knows, maybe you will be the one to get it. We'll just, like I say, we'll do a drawing. I will do a drawing um, tomorrow around this time. And so whoever got it, that'll be that. All righty. Now, I want to talk a little bit about what's changed. So we've now gotten through our first uh, actual event, which was Thanksgiving. For those of us who chose to abide in the wise regulations to stay home and to, um, stay away from other people, no company. Uh, in yesterday's video, I did say how successful it was for me because I'm very grateful for the technology that made it possible for me to be with my family. And so I spoke with one of my sons, and I spoke with a grandson and my daughter, and then later my daughter and I had Thanksgiving dinner together. We sat at the table, and she was in her where she lives, and there were a couple of other people that live there, and we kind of all took turns, just sitting there and having dinner. You could see people going by and filling their plates just like any other Thanksgiving, and I was real excited because I had sent the kids. Little things of snacks, and I had sent plates for Mimi. I sent plates, napkins, and a little paper pumpkin for the table. It was really special. Look, you're not spending money on plane tickets, okay? So why not splurge a little bit? Did you know you can even order from the Dollar Tree online? Yes, you can. If you have to go out, you have to go out. And you can certainly gear up for the post office out here. They're taking real good care to make sure nobody gets too close. Everybody's got their mask on. So it's a really good thing. So my holiday was great. I hope yours was. Do feel free to share some of your thoughts, anybody who goes along as we go along. So that it was a changed holiday. It was different. But I'll tell you something else. I made myself a full Thanksgiving dinner. Well, when I say full, I mean enough to fill me because if I made a full, I'd be eating the stuff. It would go bad before I had a chance to eat it all. But I made sweet potato and stuffing and my vegetarian chicken, turkey, and the green bean casserole. Of course, you can't have Thanksgiving without green bean casserole, right? And I made homemade fresh cranberry sauce, and I was very smart. A lot of folks who live by themselves or something, they say, "Oh, I'm not going to make that because it's too big." My dear friends, recipes can be cut back, okay? So I made a half a batch of the homemade cranberry sauce. And there's great stuff you can do with it after. You can put it over cream cheese on crackers. Oh, there's so much you could do. You can put them in muffins. So I took half the bag and I washed them and put them in the freezer. No, I didn't wash them and said, do not wash them yet. I took a half a bag and I put them in the freezer, and the other half of the bag I made into cranberries, and I've already done a pretty good job on that. But I've got some for adventures, down the road, and plus I had Thanksgiving leftovers for breakfast, and I had cereal for lunch, and I'm gonna have Thanksgiving leftovers for supper. I mean, why not? Who arranged this breakfast, lunch, supper thing? You eat what you feel like eating when it's time to eat it. Matter of fact, breakfast is usually I prefer other, regular meal food. Someone once said you should always eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and supper like a pauper. Not bad, huh? I ponder that more than practice it, but I bet if you practice it, it works real well. All right, so we made it through the holiday and hopefully had a good experience. I didn't even watch TV as much as I thought I was going to. No, I lied. I didn't lie. I forgot. I did I binge watched a little bit of Amazing Race. And there was something I saw there that I really wanted to share with you. Uh, and if you haven't watched The Amazing Race, it's amazing. If you like travel, you can watch the people go to all different countries and do all kinds of things. And one of the things they wound up doing was going to it was called the Landfill Orchestra. And this is young people who make their own instruments out of things from the landfill, and they make working instruments that work and work well. So they had to make an instrument. But I thought, you know, we talk about our limitations a lot. And that's really bad, because if we're going to keep feeling limited, feeling like a victim, that is such a pile of hockey puck. I'll tell you that right now. Because these people took trash and turned it into working musical instruments. We have within us genius. Genius. You know how you've always wanted to find one of those magic lamps and rub it, and poof, out comes the genie? Well, if you want to rub something and get the genie out, then rub your own head, because within that lovely brain, and your mind being your connecting link to God, you can come up with all kinds of great things to create, to make the holiday special. I know you probably miss cooking your family's favorite things, and if I didn't say it the other day, I made those. I made stuffed dates and marzipan cookies. I'll tell you how to make those one day. Stuffed dates, marzipan cookies, and oh golly, fudge, and sent it to my kids. You can take the favorite things, and whereas you can't sit at the table and share them, there are many things that you can share. Traditions are building blocks of a wonderful life. And it's sad that so many people are losing their traditions. I just noticed Cheryl shared that they haven't had their Thanksgiving dinner yet, that they're waiting for her daughter's COVID test to come back. And I think I told y'all yesterday, my daughter's COVID test came back. She's good on that. Thank you, God. And the day that she got her COVID test back, she'd been out of work a couple of days, and she works a midnight shift. So she got her results back like at midnight or something. And she called into work. She said, "Oh, you want me to come in?" And they were kind of surprised, because a lot of people that were out for a good reason would have probably stayed out. But she's really got it, how much she likes the paycheck better than having that extra night off. I'm happy for her. All right. Uh, so let's go back. I keep going back, and then I keep going off track. Somebody ought to lock my feet to the track or something. But we want to look at what's changed and what hasn't changed. Okay. So the basic thing that changed is we cannot hang out together uh, face to face. We need it. We need it very much. But if we want it for a longer period of time, you know, you can get COVID and survive it. But very often the quality of life is not what it used to be, and probably even the length. So I'm going to really encourage you to please, I am not afraid so much of the virus as I respect the science behind it, and that God gave us a brain for a reason. And to me, that is, we understand, like the guy who died from COVID and got to heaven and said, "God, I prayed and prayed and you didn't save me." And God said, "Look, I gave you masks. I gave you scientists. I gave you, you know, wash your hand rules. I gave you everything I could give you. But you didn't take what I had to give." That's back with the genius and the divine ideas. Man, if we spend our time focusing on what we don't have, that's what we're going to keep getting. Keep thinking what you're thinking, keep getting what you're getting. Do something different. Now, what hasn't changed? Well, if we take a breath, and I thought about this, I had to really think about this. I've talked about it so much. So many things have gotten um, made materialistic, the holidays. I mean, especially with like going shopping Thanksgiving night. Oh God. And then people are getting in contact, and I yell at people all the time. I think I'm everybody's mother. Some of my daughter's housemates were talking about, going shopping after the dishes were done. And I said, don't be silly. You know, and my daughter said, you're not their mother. And I said, I'm everybody's mother. That's how it works. That's how I operate. Just like my daughter-in-law said, sharp-tongued and opinionated, but she loves me anyway. You gotta be who you are. As long as you are who you are with truth in your heart and love. So, what hasn't changed? What hasn't been changed really in our heart and our soul, it may be changed in the outer world, but it hasn't been changed in the inner world of our soul, is the meaning. Thanksgiving is meant to be thankful. Part of the good things that the people were being thankful for on the early Thanksgiving days was living, just living, just making it through the year and making it into winter. And maybe along with that Thanksgiving, there might have been a little bit of prayers about, let me have another one. Let me have, more please, more please. I would like more life. So the thought of Thanksgiving hasn't changed. We are here to give thanks for what we have received, not to go chasing after more stuff. When you do that, you miss the real meaning. Real prosperity is not having a lot of stuff. It's being happy with what you got. And I can't tell you how happy I am for what I've got. Even though sometimes that good goes away, but yet I am thankful for every day and every bit of health and everything. And the more we look at what we're happy and thankful for, the happier and more thankful we're going to be. So we're going into the holidays, and we're getting ready for Advent. And Advent is spiritual preparation for Christmas. And so a lot of people back in the day when I was a kid, they we always had Advent calendars. So you took a little window and you opened a little window every day, and there was a picture behind it, and so you were really counting down to Christmas. And hopefully I'm going to be sharing another idea about that with you tomorrow, but I couldn't find the information I needed today. So it's about getting yourself in a spiritual place. Instead of running around shopping, we're thinking about you know what this whole season means to us. And there are four foundational parts of the Advent period, which is the 4 weeks, the 4 Sundays before Christmas. And they are, hope, peace, uh, love, and joy. So each week, 1 week we focus on hope, 1 week, love, 1 week peace, 1 week joy. different faith groups sometimes list them in a different order. But no matter how you do it, and a great enhancement to that is an Advent wreath. Now, it just so happens I wrote this little guide to using your Advent wreath. And again, I apologize. I know you're seeing it backward, but I will do my best to get it flipped over. I lost my program, my Movavi program, which edits videos. I lost that with my computer hard drive, but I'm hoping that I downloaded a new one, and I'm hoping I will be up to speed with how the new program works to get that done for you. But in it, I talk about, oh, that was interesting. That was a printing error. When you print something front and back, make sure they're both in the right direction. Okay, doesn't change the material. The material's still the same. So first, there's going to be an explanation. Now, I'm going to put a link to this underneath the video, okay? So keep your eye open for the link to this underneath the video. You'll be able to click on it and download it and use it. So the first Sunday, it gives you a scripture and a little reading. And what you generally do is sit down and you do this at the dinner table. And then you only light one candle. First week you light one candle. The second week you light two candles. The third week, three candles. And you know, so till all four. Now in my Advent wreath, I have five candles, because I have that one candle in the center that is for Christmas Day. So we got the 4 Sundays of Advent. Then we've got the Christmas candle. And I do mine in a very special way. Now, I'm doing this a little different today. So uh, usually I go out and get new candles and stuff like that. But I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that this year, because I'm trying to learn about living a simpler life, living a more modest life. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being a little prudent. So let me share with you my Advent wreath. I'm going to begin. I'm going to see if I can pull this over, twist this a little bit. There we go. Okay. So this this old chunk of wood is close to 50 years old. One day I asked my husband if he would go out, and there was a tree that had been cut down. And I said, boy, I sure would like a slice of that tree that I could get holes drilled in to make an Advent wreath. And if I hold it just right, you can see the little shiny spots. That's wax that has dropped on it over the past 50 years of use. I want to tell you how easy it is. I will give you a link to a video on how to do an Advent wreath, kind of extended, that you can find. I'll post it later in the comment section. Okay, so all you really need is something. Your basic is 4 or 5 candles, depending on how you want to use it. I like the 5 candles. And the way I do it, I use 4 candles that are white, which represents Christ in spirit. And then I put a red one in the middle for Christmas, which means Christ incarnate. It is Christ embodied. And in unity, we teach that we all have Christ within us. And that as we go through the Advent process, we focus on that. So I have my 50-year-old chunk of wood. I wonder, probably after I leave the planet, my kids are going to go, hopefully one of them will find it and say, oh, the Advent wreath. Okay, so then you need some candles. Now, normally I go out and buy new candles, but I had this collection of older candles, and I picked out some of the ones that would work best. And hang on a minute, I want to make sure yeah, that's the right one. Now you'll notice some of these are already burned, to which I say, oh well. Okay, so these are the best. There's the 4 white and the red. So you basically, when I do this to keep, I will probably put a little wax in the bottom of this to make it stand tall. So every year I put it in, dig it out, because these are a little big. You can also, if the hole for whatever you're using for your candle is too big, you can wrap it around something. So put that one in the middle. That one's a good fit. Different candle brands have different thicknesses on their candles. And so we do these. Oh, and I had a wonderful story to share about this candle. These are old. They were leftovers from sets that I had gotten earlier. Maybe I didn't even use all of them. And this one was really bendy. And I said, oh, but it's a big one. So what am I going to do? I don't want to get rid of it. So I actually ran the candle under hot water for a bit. And I just kept turning it and turning it. And then it was made straight. Ta-da! We are geniuses. And there we go. Now that doesn't look all that cool. It's kind of but we can make it special with a little added decoration. Now, these are also, they're not only old, you can't get them a lot anymore. I did find some on Amazon. And so these I've been using for I don't know how long, probably at least 20 years. If yeah, probably. And it has a hole in the bottom, and you just drop it. Watch this transformation. Just dropping these on makes this so festive. Whoops, lost some of my beads. Have to find a way to stick them back on after. I may actually go on Amazon and get a new one. There's like two choices you have, but these are getting kind of ratty. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now you can also, if you have garland, always be careful. You want the stuff that doesn't go up in flames. You can wrap little bits or little phony spruce things on it or pine things on it, whatever works for you. So it's that easy to have an Advent wreath. If you had 5 tea lights, you could do that as well. Hang on a minute. It's not time, baby. All right. So you can put your old candles, new candles. It doesn't matter. We have to stop being so doggone picky all the time. These will be available. I will post that and the video of how to do that. Oh, I was saying, if you had 5 tea lights, 4 tea lights, put them on a paper, no, not a paper plate, put them on a plate, put them on a fancy plate, throw a little garland around the edges. You can put the garland around the edges of the lip of the plate, which makes it so you can do so many things to make it special. We're geniuses, for God's sake. All right, well, I think that's what I wanted to share. One last thing, a friend of mine had said, in these days, we have to think about the changes, but amplify the good. Minimize the negative. Oh my God, there was a song about that. Let's see. You've got to accent the positive, eliminate the negative. And don't mess with Mr. In Between. Forgot all those words, but that's an oldie. It's older than me. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your tea, coffee, hot chocolate, or whatever. And I will see you tomorrow for a new adventure. Take care. Bye bye.